Let's talk about something most people aren't even aware of. Something that can quietly show up after sex and leave you wondering what just happened. It's called postcoital hypersomnia, and it's more common than we think. That overwhelming drowsiness, the kind where you just knock out into deep sleep right after intimacy. It's not just cuddly fatigue, it can be your body's neurological response to sex. It's triggered by the rush of endorphins, prolactin, oxytocin, all those feel-good chemicals that flood your system during orgasm. But when they hit too hard or too fast, they can actually sedate the brain in a way that mimics a mild sleep disorder. For some people, especially men, this response is normal. But for others, especially when paired with poor diet and stress, it can point to an imbalance in the nervous system. Now, what you eat plays a bigger role in your sex life than you might realize. Certain foods can directly affect blood flow, hormone balance, and even your ability to stay alert during intimacy. And here's something surprising. There are 3 things you should avoid at least 4 hours before sex if you want to avoid that crash and burn effect afterward. First, heavy carbs and refined sugars. I know, the pasta dinner sounds romantic, but it's a trap. Refined carbs spike your insulin, then drop it like a rock, leaving your energy levels depleted. That sugar crash, combined with the natural chemical cocktail after sex, is basically asking for a lights-out situation. You're not tired because you're satisfied. You're tired because your body is trying to recover from 2 energy crashes at once, one from food, one from climax. Second, avoid dairy, especially cheese. While dairy contains tryptophan, which helps in serotonin production, it can also cause sluggish digestion in many people. And slow digestion means your body is focused inward, trying to break things down rather than fueling blood flow and arousal. It's hard to be fully engaged in intimacy when your gut is fighting a battle behind the scenes. And the third thing to skip: alcohol. Yes, even that one glass of wine. While it might relax you in the moment, alcohol is a depressant. It dulls the central nervous system, impairs circulation, and can block the release of oxytocin, that beautiful bonding hormone we count on during intimacy. Plus, it amplifies fatigue after sex and disrupts sleep cycles. So even if you pass out, the rest your body gets won't be restorative. This isn't about creating anxiety around sex. It's about creating awareness. If you're someone who feels unusually sleepy after sex or has trouble staying mentally present, these might be factors worth exploring. Your sexual energy is precious. It deserves to be supported, nourished, and protected, not sabotaged by what's on your plate or in your glass. Awareness is empowerment. Start noticing the patterns, and give your body the fuel it actually needs to connect, not collapse. Postcoital hypersomnia is something that often gets brushed off or misunderstood, but it's very real and can be quite frustrating for the individuals who experience it. After sex, especially orgasm, the body releases a powerful blend of neurochemicals, prolactin, oxytocin, endorphins, and sometimes serotonin, that all work together to create a sense of relaxation and emotional closeness. For many people, this is a natural wind-down phase that leads to cuddling, bonding, or simply feeling calm. But for others, especially those with certain neurological sensitivities, hormonal imbalances, or high levels of physical or emotional stress, that post-orgasmic wave becomes too strong and tips the body into something closer to sedation. This isn't just about being a little sleepy. It can be an uncontrollable urge to fall into deep sleep, often within minutes of climax. While men are more likely to report this because of the particularly high prolactin spike they experience after ejaculation, women are not immune to it. In fact, women who are emotionally overwhelmed, mentally drained, or experiencing hormone fluctuations may also fall into a similar post-sex shutdown mode. It's not laziness or disinterest. It's a genuine physical reaction, and if it happens often or feels extreme, it's worth paying attention to. Some people might even describe it as feeling almost drugged, heavy limbs, foggy mind, and zero motivation to stay awake or even engage in conversation. What's important to recognize here is that postcoital hypersomnia is not necessarily a dysfunction, but rather a signal. It might be the body's way of saying, "I'm overloaded," or "you're running on empty." It might also be influenced by lifestyle factors like poor sleep hygiene, overstimulation from screens, nutritional deficiencies, or emotional disconnect. It becomes especially relevant in relationships where one partner wants intimacy and closeness after sex, while the other consistently checks out due to this sudden wave of fatigue. that can lead to misunderstandings, hurt feelings, or even conflict if not properly understood. So, when this happens, rather than ignore it or feel guilty, it's essential to get curious. Start tracking when it happens, how your body feels before sex, what your emotional state is like, and even what you've eaten that day. Sometimes, simple changes in routine or diet can minimize the intensity of these episodes. Other times, it may be a signal to dig deeper into hormone health, sleep quality, or emotional well-being. What you eat before sex has a powerful impact on how your body performs, reacts, and recovers afterward. Yet it's something many people overlook completely. The connection between diet and sexual function isn't just about libido or stamina, it's also about how your body regulates energy, hormones, and blood flow during and after intimacy. When you eat heavy, sluggish foods right before being sexually active, you're not giving your body the right support. It's like fueling a race car with thick syrup instead of clean fuel. And one of the biggest culprits when it comes to energy crashes after sex is refined carbohydrates and sugars. Think about that cozy pasta dinner, a big piece of white bread, or that quick sugar-loaded dessert. While they might feel comforting in the moment, they spike your insulin levels quickly and then send them crashing not long after. That rapid fluctuation drains your body of usable energy and contributes to fatigue, brain fog, and even mood swings. Combine that dip with the natural sedating effect of post-orgasmic chemicals like prolactin and oxytocin, and it becomes the perfect recipe for postcoital sleepiness that feels far deeper than it should. You're not just tired because you had sex. You're tired because your body is crashing from the inside out. It's also worth mentioning that when your blood sugar goes haywire, it affects your nervous system. You may feel less mentally present, less emotionally available, and physically less in control. This can affect your experience of intimacy in ways you might not expect, making you feel disconnected or distant even in a loving moment. The body and brain are so deeply linked that food choices before sex can shape the entire emotional tone of your connection with your partner. So, the next time you plan a romantic evening, think ahead. Swap the refined carbs for something with more fiber and protein. Choose meals that stabilize your blood sugar and nourish your body without dragging it down. Light salads with healthy fats, grilled vegetables, lean proteins, these are the kinds of meals that keep your energy even and your mind alert. You'll find yourself more engaged, more energized, and less likely to collapse into that sudden, groggy sleep. Making intentional food choices isn't about restricting pleasure. It's about enhancing it, extending it, and truly showing up for your partner and yourself, not just physically, but emotionally and energetically too. Dairy might seem harmless, or even comforting, especially when it's part of a romantic meal, but it can play a sneaky role in how your body performs sexually and how it responds afterward. Cheese, milk, creamy sauces, these all contain compounds that, while nutritious in certain contexts, can interfere with digestion and energy levels, particularly when consumed right before sex. Many people have some level of lactose sensitivity without even realizing it, and that sensitivity can slow down the digestive process, leaving you feeling heavy, bloated, or even slightly nauseous. When your digestive system is working overtime to break down dairy, it pulls blood and energy away from other systems, including those that support sexual arousal, circulation, and neurological clarity. This means your body has to split its attention. Do I focus on connecting with this partner, or do I deal with this dairy bomb sitting in the stomach? It's not hard to guess which one it'll prioritize. The sluggish digestion triggered by dairy can dull your sexual response and shorten the intensity of the experience. For some people, it might even show up as mild cramps or gas, which, as you can imagine, isn't exactly ideal in the middle of an intimate moment. Even more subtly, the tryptophan found in dairy, while great for calming anxiety or promoting sleep, can also bring on a premature sense of relaxation and sedation, especially when paired with the natural oxytocin and prolactin that follow orgasm. So now, you've not only got a gut that's working too hard, but also a brain that's receiving sleepy time signals before you've even had a chance to emotionally connect or communicate post-intimacy. This can be frustrating for couples, particularly if one person wants to talk, bond, or share closeness while the other starts shutting down, not emotionally, but chemically. It's not about willpower. It's a biological reaction. For those who are especially sensitive, even small portions of dairy can trigger this kind of response. That's why it's smart to avoid these foods at least 4 hours before intimacy if you're trying to be fully present, mentally sharp, and emotionally attuned during and after sex. Giving your body the space and energy to focus on connection, not digestion, is a small shift that makes a big difference. Awareness like this helps you take care of both your body and your relationship with intention and care. Alcohol is one of those things many people rely on to set the mood, loosen up, or calm the nerves before intimacy. But what often goes unnoticed is how much it interferes with the body's natural sexual response. Even a single glass of wine or a small cocktail can subtly shift your brain chemistry, hormone balance, and physical sensitivity. While it might give a temporary sense of relaxation, alcohol is fundamentally a depressant. It slows down the central nervous system, reduces blood flow, and dampens the brain's ability to release oxytocin, the hormone responsible for emotional bonding and closeness during and after sex. So the very connection many people hope to feel through intimacy can become weaker, not stronger, when alcohol is involved. From a physiological standpoint, alcohol also interferes with the body's arousal signals. For both men and women, it can dull the sensitivity of nerve endings, making physical sensations less intense and emotionally less satisfying. It can reduce lubrication in women and impact erection quality in men. These effects might not always be noticeable right away, but over time, regular alcohol use before sex can condition the brain to associate intimacy with numbness or disconnection, rather than true pleasure or bonding. Another overlooked impact is how alcohol disrupts sleep. Even though it may make you feel drowsy, it actually interferes with the natural sleep cycle, particularly REM sleep, which is the stage most responsible for true rest and recovery. After sex, when your body has already released chemicals that encourage sleep, adding alcohol into the mix might push you into a kind of unconsciousness, but it won't be restorative. You might wake up groggy, irritable, or emotionally off-center. For partners, this can feel confusing. One person may feel emotionally bonded, while the other seems distant or emotionally absent, not because of intention, but because of biology hijacked by alcohol. That's why avoiding alcohol at least 4 hours before sex can dramatically improve both physical performance and emotional connection. It allows your body's natural chemistry to do what it was designed to do: create closeness, warmth, and connection. You'll be more present, more in tune with your partner, and more able to respond authentically to the moment. Intimacy isn't just about physical contact, it's about emotional clarity and safety, and alcohol can quietly but powerfully get in the way of that when you're not paying attention. When it comes to sexual wellness, every detail matters. From your emotional readiness to the food on your plate, what you put into your body before intimacy has a direct impact on how your brain, hormones, and nervous system respond during and after sex. Postcoital hypersomnia, that intense sleepiness some people feel after sex, isn't just a fluke. It's often tied to internal imbalances triggered by diet and lifestyle choices. Refined sugars, heavy dairy, and even a single glass of alcohol can rob you of presence, dull your physical experience, and weaken emotional connection, all without you realizing it. Understanding these subtle influences empowers you to take control of your intimacy with more intention, compassion, and awareness. When you care for your body before intimacy, you show up more fully during it, physically, emotionally, and energetically.